Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you here today with an article from MRC Newsbusters, America's Media Watchdog, dated October 4th. And it says reality does not have a liberal bias. And that is very, very true. And I've heard a lot of people say these days, and I heard a lot on Tim Pool as well, where he said reality has a conservative bias these days. So let's go ahead and see what Tim Graham, the author of the article, has to say. So, says on an average day, the left tries to dominate our culture and our politics by pretending it doesn't actually exist. By that, I mean our media outlets and Hollywood propagandists rarely speak in public about being liberals or progressives or ideologues of any kind. They organize for nebulous sounding causes like women's rights, abortion, and civil rights, such as racial quotas and equity, and the planet, such as fossil fuel abolition. The exception came on CBS Mornings on September 29th during a segment promoting a new book by Republican loathing leftist historian Heather Page Richardson, I've never heard of her before, titled Democracy Awakening. And the left routinely insists that they are democracy and democracy is them. Yeah, that's correct. And, it's like when Joe Biden always comes out and says, like, threat to our democracy, or Hillary Clinton says democracy. They don't mean democracy, they mean liberalism and their values and progressivism. They don't actually mean democracy, because if they did, they wouldn't be saying or doing the things that they're doing. The CBS lauded Richardson upon arrival as a one-woman Time magazine. That's not a good comparison, says which certainly implies liberal propaganda, but they pretend it isn't. Says co-host Tony Dakupil, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, says no one's idea of a right-winger sounded like a troublemaker when he talked polls with Richardson. If you look at surveys now, Republican trust and confidence in higher education and colleges just nosedived, right? And there's some evidence that the people running colleges are liberal, the people teaching colleges are liberal, and more of the students identify as liberal. And what does he mean, some evidence? Like this is pretty you can actually go see charts that they have and stuff that it's overwhelmingly liberal. So to sit here and like, there's some evidence. No, there's a shit ton of it, dude. So try again. Says saying there's some evidence of the less dominance in academia is like saying there's some evidence that the North Pole is chilly. Yeah, no shit. Says, but Dakupil, I'm going to keep pronouncing that wrong, suggested it might be a problem. Is that a problem for the generation of knowledge in our country? Is that a problem for our politics? Is it a problem for the reception of a book like yours? And Richardson took that opportunity to unpack a box of lies. See, she suggested one of the foundational documents for conservative politicians is William F. Buckley's 1951 classic, God and Man at Yale, The Superstition of Academic Freedom. Let's hope that's still true. And that's William F. Buckley right there in that picture. Because then she described Buckley's argument in the most ridiculously inaccurate terms. And what his position was that we should not focus on fact based arguments when we try to move the country forward. Because if you use fact based arguments, people voted for the terms of the New Deal. The idea that the government should regulate business, protect a social safety net, promote infrastructure, and protect civil rights. And the left thinks they are democracy and they are also facts. Richardson underlined the Stephen Colbert position with a straight face. That what we're really thinking about is the idea of basing our reality in reality. And that, what do they say? Reality has a liberal bias. But I think all of us wants to get back to a world where that has our feet under us with actual facts. What the hell did I just read? Like, what does it even mean? Like, that was complete word salad. Like, did she learn that from Kamala? What the hell? Like, my brain just kinda, like, I think I had an aneurysm reading that. So she claimed Buckley's thesis was anti-factual. Instead of actually using fact-based arguments, what we should really do is indoctrinate them, and that's my word, not his, but push the idea of Christianity and free market capitalism. Neither one of those things are bad, and I say that as a Jew, not as a Christian, but I do not have a problem with that. Says Richardson typically suggests it's not indoctrination for professors to use the classroom to advocate for the superiority of atheism, socialism, and critical race theory, which obviously it is. So that's just building democracy with fact-based arguments. Okay, so she's just a liar that nobody should listen to then. Says in 1951, the leftist tilt of America's elite colleges was just beginning, and by now the left's long march through academia is complete. Today, professors have to worry that woke youngsters will get them fired, and academic freedom would save no professor from the mob. In 2015, Yale professor Erica Christakis questioned the university edict against culturally insensitive Halloween costumes and resigned after a very hostile student reaction. That wasn't democracy in action, and it wasn't a fight about facts. It was a demonstration of intellectual dominance. In the end, the left doesn't tolerate dissent. Everyone who speaks against them should be punished. But remember, they're democracy. Yep, that's what their idea of democracy is. And they're going to keep telling you that because they're trying to essentially uh, indoctrinate you to make you think that that's actually what democracy is. It is not. Okay. It's horrible. Is what it is, what they want. These progressives are just dumb people. And I haven't read anything that William F. Buckley has done, but I would almost guarantee that what she's quoting him as saying isn't actually what he said. Because again, progressives lie all the time about everything. So this is probably someone I'd like to see her go up against an actual conservative speaker who's read William F. Buckley, like a Ben Shapiro or a Dennis Prager, even like a Jordan Peterson, and try to run this past them. And I guarantee you she'd get her ass handed to her. But let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Do you think reality has a liberal bias, or do you think it actually has a conservative bias these days? As I said, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.